I recently got this Wera tool set, and just wanted to show you a couple things that I really like about it, and a couple of interesting things that mean that I'll probably need to make some tweaks, which is probably pretty normal when you're putting together a toolkit. So what I was looking for when I purchased this unit was basically a kind of a one-size-fits-all system, and in the first approximation this does a really good job of doing that. So this is the Wera 8000A ratchet. It's not a screwdriver, ratchet tool, and what makes it really interesting is that it's got this rotatable head. So you can do 90 degrees, you can do 15 degrees, and you can do, well, 0 degrees. So by putting on this little adapter, we can take a bit, chuck it in there, and now this thing acts as a screwdriver, so I can get the ratchet the right way around depending on what I want to do. So this is unscrewing, screwing in, and on the whole, for this purpose, this there's some really nice things about this this unit. I would say the one thing that inclines me to think that it's kind of not the perfect screwdriver solution to me is that once you chain all those things together, this is pretty long, quite a bit longer than I would normally sort of work with such a fine head on the end, and that the balance is a bit different than what you'd normally feel. So if we grabbed a regular, sorry about the wonkiness there, if we go a regular screwdriver here, it feels quite light. The balance is very much handle heavy, and that's reasonably compact, and whereas here things up being a lot longer, forwards heavy, just has a bit of a different feel in the hand. It's not really to say that it's any worse, perhaps it just feels different, but it's not even in a pinch. For the purpose of having a tool that converts it from a socket to a screwdriver, in the first instance, I'm basically really liking the way that feels. So take the bit out, take the end off, and there's a couple of little extensions there, and then clearly all of these neat little sockets can click in there nicely. So took me a few a little while really to get all of the different functions on this tool sort of into muscle memory. So you change the direction of the ratchet with this rotating mechanism, and that's quite clever, because no matter which way it's orientated, you've always got access to that. So that makes sense. As you can see here, this lever allows you to reorient it, and you've either got the button on the back to pop out that little ball detent, or when it's hidden behind there, then this lever plays double duty, and you can push it up, which it's very hard to see in there, but that will basically push into the back of this mechanism. So yeah, really neat, a really fine teeth in this ratchet. So I've used a couple other ratchets before, and they just don't have the same build quality and feel. So I'm really happy with this 1/4 inch socket. So what's missing about this particular set? I mean, in a sense, this is quibbling, but the very first thing that jumped out at me was the fact that often when you're dealing with a part and you're trying to put in a bolt, you'll often actually need two tools. So if we've got our socket over the, oh, that's the wrong one. So this is an M3 bolt, so it takes a 5.5mm nut. I don't think anyone's supposed to really remember that off the top of their heads, but if I wanted to fasten this up properly, I would need to have a hex, yeah, there's a magnet in here, so this makes things fiddly. Need a hex head in there to tighten it up. But even though we've got the 5.5mm socket there, there's no sort of appropriate Allen key or hex head size to do that one up. So I need to augment this with some smaller bits. Now typically I don't use Torx very much, so it'd be easy enough to swap them around and put in exactly what I want. But that didn't really address the main comment, actually, that you know, I don't have another tool to do this up with. So yeah, the big question is, do I need to grab another screwdriver and sort of chuck it in there? This is really nicely packaged, and I don't really think that once I close this all up that there's much space for wiggle room in there. We might be able to squeeze one of the little yeah, one of the little Wera screwdrivers in there, maybe. So yeah, in terms of sizes and everything, I think there's I'm pretty impressed by the range of socket sizes, and you know, the bits here, we can always adjust them. Just kind of wish that there was one or two extra adapters and spaces to put another tool or two, whether that would be a screwdriver holder, or I don't actually have one on me at the moment, one of the Joker, you know, kind of a wrench style tool that could fit nicely in there. Now this one's too big, but you get the idea. Anyway, there are lots of different Wera tool sets, and to be honest, I think every single one of them, you can see what its purpose is, but for what I'm looking for, I've never found the perfect one. Would there ever be one? Well, probably what's perfect for me is not perfect for you. So yeah, there's always going to be a bit of customization needed. That's it from me.